morning, Flower. Mr. Walker here with your morning announcements for Monday, February 13th, 2023. I'm here, Ms. Fontanez's Christopher Newport University. We're ready for a great day of learning. Let's go ahead and stand for our morning announcements, starting first with our pledge. We're standing, and those right hands are over our hearts, and we are ready to begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, Flower, go ahead. So, Flower, as you're seated in all level 0, let's go ahead and talk about lunch today. Today for lunch, we have a baked chicken sandwich, cucumbers, and sliced oranges. Let's also keep in mind that we don't have Golden Spoon Award winners to announce this week. That's pretty sad, right? We don't have Golden Spoon Award winners. We know that lunches were in classrooms for most days last week. And so we didn't necessarily have the criteria and didn't necessarily have the tracking that we normally do with our lunches. So that means one thing. When we show up this week, it's on. We have to make sure that we're competing to show that we're the best class to go ahead and get that Golden Spoon. So back from the cafeteria, and scholars, you may notice that in a lot of our classrooms this week that things are covered up. You might be wondering, what's the purpose of that? It is because during testing, we cannot show you anything that helps you out, anything that's a clue. I know that might seem unfair. You're like, hey, what gives? Like, aren't you supposed to be helping me out as a teacher? No, the tests are designed for us to show what we know. And part of the rules with testing means that we cannot have anything to aid us along the way. So that means that we have to cover up our walls. And I know it might be sad. I know we're looking around and we're going, it's not the same classroom that I'm used to, but please know this, that you've got this and you're gonna give it your all today to show what you know. The importance of testing is something that is for real. It is happening today. This is, again, all to prepare us for April. And so we're doing all these crazy things around school. We're covering up walls. We're telling you to sit in rows when you're not used to doing all that, but it's for a good reason. We wanna make sure that we're prepared, and practice makes perfect. So walk through the halls right now for a reason, because today, as always, these halls should be quiet. They should be very, very quiet, to the point that all you hear are just little pitter-patter of footsteps. There should not be talking in the hall, should be yelling in the hall. Please make sure that you're transitioning from each and every class very, very, very quiet, and make sure it's also quickly done, because learning has to be taken place. We also have the responsibility today of keeping our restrooms quiet. Please make sure that when you go to the restroom, you take care of business, you wash your hands with warm water and soap for at least 20 seconds. Again, the equivalent of singing happy birthday twice, and you go ahead and make your way back to class. Now, normally we use eHall Pass to handle such transitions between classroom and the restroom, but today you are going to be signing out of a paper log. It's one student at a time, not one boy, not one girl at a time, but one student at a time to the restroom. So let's go ahead and make sure that we're following this expectation. So remember, our Sweethearts Dance is today after school, 5 to 7 p.m. Please make sure that you have told your parents that you are attending a dance. We need for you to secure transportation from this event, so please make sure that you go out, you tell your family. If that is something that you have yet to have done, please tell your teacher, and let's make that happen at some point. Tomorrow is Valentine's Day, but it's also the day of our next home game for girls basketball. Girls basketball match will be against Desert Oasis here at Flower, 4:30 p.m. tomorrow, Tuesday, February 14th. All right, remember, throughout the month of February, we're going to be tracking those iReady lessons. So please go ahead and complete and pass 15 iReady lessons at least between February 6th and 28th. And K through 2, you'll win a bubble party. We don't know what that is yet, but you'll find out. 3 through 5, movie and popcorn, and 6 through 8, free dress down pass for the week. Winners are going to be announced that first week of March, so go ahead, pass those lessons, and go ahead and stay tuned for news of that winner. It is time for us to pause, rewind, take a look at Black history. Black history that is American history. Black history that has shaped our world and society as we know it. Black history that has influenced our past, present, and of course impacts our future. Today, we want to take a special look at Amanda Gorman, the youngest inaugural poet in U.S. history. And so Amanda said, there's always light if only we're brave enough to see it, if only we're brave enough to be it. I want you to think about this. I want you to think about what that means. There's always light, and how you need to be brave and courageous to see it. But then at the same time, you have to also think about, if you're brave and courageous enough to be a light, what does being a light mean to you? Being a light to me means that you are that role model for other people. You are that person who shows power all day, every day. You are that person who puts their best foot forward in everything. Please remember that you are a light to someone else. People are. So, Flower, as we end today's morning announcements, again, I have to stress the importance of our interim assessments today. This is our opportunity not only to show what we know, but it's also our opportunity to practice for the real thing. So our routines need to be down-packed. We need to be in those rows. We need to be silent during testing. If we finish our test before anyone else, we must close our computer, put it off to the side, and we must read quietly. So let's also make sure that we don't rush as well. We take our time with this test, but we also pace ourselves so we don't take up too much time. Here's what that means. It means that today you're going to be given a writing prompt. And with that writing prompt, you're going to be asked to probably read a couple stories or articles to go along with it. You are going to have to pull evidence from those stories. And so here's what happens. You are expected to type. Remember, the computer, type at least 5 paragraphs. Each paragraph should be 5 to 7 sentences long. And so that might sound like a lot, but it is not a lot once you get started and you organize your ideas. So let's make sure that we do those things this morning. Remember, do not submit an essay that has 3 sentences or even 3 little paragraphs. 5-paragraph essay at minimum. Each paragraph has 5 to 7 sentences.
Let's go ahead and make it a great Monday. Choice is always yours. We'll see you around. Take care. Be safe. Love you all. Bye-bye.